If you're out here trying to get clients without a portfolio, you are making it harder than it has to be. I don't care if you're a photographer, videographer, designer, artist, or whatever. People, they don't pay for potential, they pay for proof, right? So you need a portfolio, even if it's a small portfolio, to give them proof that you're the guy or you're the girl for the project or for the gig. So this video, I'm going to talk about why you need a portfolio. I want to talk about how to build one fast. I want to talk about why it's the thing that you need to close deals, and how it can make money for you even while you're asleep. So let's get into it. People don't just take your word for it. You could be the most insanely good photographer, the best designer, the best videographer, the best cinematographer, or whatever it is. But if you don't have a portfolio, people is not just going to take your word for it. Or if they do, they're not going to pay you what you're worth. You feel me? So, like I said, you can be the best there is, but if you don't have a portfolio, if you don't have a website, number one, they are not going to reach out to you. They may reach out to you, but if you don't have no proof to back up what you say, it's going to be a waste of breath. It's going to be a waste of time for both of you. They need to visualize themselves in your portfolio, right? So if you're a model, if you're a photographer and a model reaches out to you to do a headshot session, if you don't have portfolios or pictures of females or men on your website with headshot photos, how can they see themselves next to them? You get what I'm saying? So how can you lock in a client if you don't have that type of work that they do? That makes sense? How can you lock in a contractor if you don't have no contractor work on your portfolio? And it's not just the portfolio, it's your social medias as well. That's how I do a lot of my outreach or my cold approaches or whatever it is, my cold email or cold DMs. I'm always on social media. I'm always looking for new clients. So I'm not going to reach out to a doctor if I don't have no content of me working with doctors on my Instagram or my Facebook or even on my website, because they don't see themselves as my client, you know? So you have to have a portfolio of the type of work you want to do. If you want to be filming movies, you gotta have movies on your website. If you're filming sports, you gotta have sports on your website or your Instagram. So a good portfolio is what makes it happen. It builds that instant trust, right? People, they got to become familiar with you before they can trust you. I always say familiarity brings trust, and trust brings clients. So if you're not familiar with the work that they're looking for, or they're not familiar with you, they're not going to trust you, right? And if they don't trust you, they're not going to become a client, point blank, period, unless you're offering your free services. That's what I did when I first started off as wedding photography. I went on the wedding pages and I offered my free services to a bride or a groom, right? Of course, you're going to get blowback saying, oh, I wouldn't trust that because that's a special day and whatever. You always have the people in the comments who's trying to bring your vibe down. But little do you know, somebody reached out to me saying, hey, you can come take photos. I have a photographer. It was her cousin, but he said that I can come and get some content also. I wasn't like the lead, but he was laid back. He was cool, and I got some good shots. He's a great photographer. I got some great shots though, and that was my first time being a wedding, and I built my wedding portfolio off of that. You get what I'm saying? And after that, I was able to show brides, look, I can do a wedding. I'm not going to tell them it was a free wedding, and technically it wasn't a free wedding because they gave me a $200 tip. So look at that, But all I'm saying is I was able to get more 10 plus weddings photography off of that one free wedding that I did. So it's always good to have a portfolio. Another point is you do not need 10 projects. You just need 2 or 3 or even 1 project just to show the people you know what you're doing, but it has to be good quality work. I know a lot of people who delay putting their profile together or a portfolio together because they don't have a lot of work or enough work, right? Like I said previously, I did a wedding for free and I only had 1 bride on my Instagram, on my website. But that worked out because they saw the quality of the work and they trusted that I can get the job done because they saw, as I was saying before, they saw themselves on my website. They saw themselves on my portfolio. So you don't need a bunch of different projects just to lock in a client. You can go if you're a videographer, you want to get into whatever it is, if you want to get into filming barbers, you want to get into doing restaurants, food for photography, food videography, offer your free services to 1 client, to 2 clients, just to build your portfolio. You have to have a portfolio to get clients. Simple as that. Or do free work. Simple as that. And you can even collaborate with them, You can ask them to refer you to others after you do the free gig just to build your portfolio. And if the work is good, they're going to come back for more. They're going to come back, hey, I like the work you did. Can we set up a package where you come a certain amount of times a month? You come 4 times a month. You come once a week to get content of our new dishes or whatever. You get content of you get content of me working on this house. If you're working with contractors or roofing companies, you get content of me working on different job sites because I like your work that you did for free, right? So I think it's 1A or 1. Yeah, I'm going 1A. All right, so yeah, that's if it shows your work is good and authentic and they can see themselves in it, they're going to call you back for more. And another thing to get more clients in that type of niche and that type of work, ask them to be invite them to be a collaboratory or whatever the word is on Instagram. So the people that follow them, they will see your work. They will see that you did it, right? And majority of the time, other restaurants are following them. So that's another way to boost your portfolio is do one for free, make sure it's quality work, and collab with them on social media so others can see, right? And another thing I want to talk about is how your profile or your portfolio is, I'm going to call it a silent closer, right? People is always looking for services. If they're going to your social medias, if they're going to your websites and they see your work and they like your work, in the back of the mind, they want to work with you. If it's that good, they're going to contact you and ask you to be their photographer or their videographer or design this piece of clothing for them or whatever the case may be. Your portfolio is a silent closer. You didn't have to say a word. They was already impressed with your work, and that's how you get booked. Your portfolio should be doing the selling while you're not online. When you are sleeping, you waking up to inquiries. I love that feeling when I'm sleeping and I wake up in the morning and I get an inquiry, hey, are you available on this day at this time at this location? Because they did the legwork. They went to my Instagram. They checked out my Facebook. They went to my website and they saw themselves working with me. So I didn't have to reach out to them. I didn't have to call them. And they did all of the work. They knew that they wanted to work with me and they have the deposit ready to lock in the date. Your profile is a silent closer. So if you're sitting around waiting or not doing anything because you don't have a portfolio, I advise you to just get up, reach out to a couple companies, reach out to a brand, ask them if you can do work for free to build your portfolio. Be honest with them. Let them know what you're doing. Tell them that you want to work with them because you are building your portfolio. Many of times, I changed my niche a couple times. I was a model, I was a portrait photographer. Then I changed to wedding photography. Then I went to event. Well, wedding and event photography is kind of similar, but I went to event photography. Then I changed to videography. So I'm doing wedding, event, and photography, videography, but now I'm switching over to the corporate, to the documentary interview. So I changed my website 3 different times. So it's okay to start. If you don't like what you're doing, if you don't like the type of people that you're working with in that niche, you can switch it up. It's never too late to build your portfolio. People is always looking for services, right? And you want to start simple. Don't go too crazy. Always post your best work. That's number 1. Always post your best work, right? And if you need help structuring your website, if you need help structuring your Instagram, comment below or shoot me a message on my Instagram and we'll talk, So I just want to thank everybody for watching this video. I'm almost at my location. And yeah, if you like this video, comment below, like, share, subscribe, help this channel grow. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, just giving advice and talking to you guys. And yeah, if you want to see more of these videos, comment below, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a blessed day. Peace.